I had to do a few of these.
That's fair. Try it out.
Okay. All right, are we ready? We're keeping this in. Welcome to Discourse Pod, the podcast where we discuss the discourse, brought to you by Discourse Blog. Jack is here. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Alex.
Producer Sam is on the keys. What are we doing here? Well, we decided the world needed another podcast.
Always.
Why not another ritual humiliation and to put ourselves on video on this website that we own and that we control. So
I know. Can you imagine, like, nobody has asked us to do this. We decided to do this voluntarily. That's how, like, fucked up we are.
Yeah, we really are doing it to ourselves. And for no good reason other than we were just like, what if we just, like, spoke the blogs?
Yeah. I love talking, so this is perfect for me.
And here we are. And here we are. So welcome to this terrible, maybe thrilling experience. Will we keep doing it? Is it a good idea? That's all for us to decide. We're going to find out every week. Every week? Every day? I don't know. We're going to find out. Jack, what's going on this week?
Well, I think we have to start, unfortunately, with the horrifying revelation that producer Sam just discovered.
Yes, we must.
Sam, do you want to talk about what happened to you in the last couple days?
I was having such a good time until about 7 minutes ago. Yes. So on Friday, one of my best friends took me to the Jonas Brothers concert in Austin. She was obsessed with them growing up. I was not, but I knew all the hits, Red Dress, etc. And the openers were Franklin Jonas, who is like the littlest Jonas brother.
Did not even know that was a person.
There's a fourth Jonas?
Yes, it's like the they're unveiling the new Hadid or whatever. No, it's the fourth Jonas. He's like younger than all of them, and he has his own little solo act. Who's pretty fun. He did 15 minutes. That's all you get on the family tour.
That's so rude.
I think
they're like to be clear, we think you're terrible, but you're our brother, so we'll give you literally 15 minutes.
After him, it was the All American Rejects. They were amazing. They did like 45 minutes, I think. Played all the hits. They did not play It Ends Tonight, which is disappointing for me personally, but it's fine. And then the Jonas Brothers came out and they, had a really good show. And then at one point, and I've been told, I think I've seen this on TikTok, this is like a thing that they do. They like bring somebody out from the area. I think they brought out Demi Lovato a few shows ago. The tour is called like the Hometown Tour. And so like it's somewhat dedicated to like Wyckoff, New Jersey, but it's like, well, we're in Austin, so who from Austin can you bring out? And they brought out Gavin DeGraw, and he made this comment, and he was like, I love visiting Austin. I visited like 25 times, and now I'm gonna play the song that paid off my student loans. And it was the theme song from One Tree Hill that was like,
I don't want to be.
I don't want to be. There we go. That's what it's called. Okay, played it. I knew every word. I was screaming. And only recently did Alex, I mentioned this, and Alex goes, didn't he perform at the inauguration?
Well, I should just say, by recently, you mean like 15 minutes ago.
3 seconds ago. Yeah.
Right before we smashed record on this inaugural pod.
I'm so disappointed. I guess in myself, really, because I'm like, I should have known this. I should have sat down, done the whole little mini boycott. Like, I'm not going to stand for this Pledge of Allegiance here, but I had such a good time.
Well, you didn't know.
You didn't know. Also, that's funny that they're doing this like Hometown Heroes tour, and they brought a guy who openly admits, I love visiting Austin.
Right? I'm not even from here.
Austin. I'm not from here. And Alex brought up, I think, a article or something, and was reading from it about how he's tweeting about Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and I'm like, that's why he's visiting Austin. He's not visiting Austin because he likes Austin. He's visiting Austin because these idiots are turning it into this little bastion of Republican rage bait.
Yes, we were referring to absolutely cursed New York Post story. Gavin DeGraw praises Trump after performing at inauguration ball. Quote, proud to support free speech. And it really just keeps going in a way that if you haven't been paying attention or keeping up with Gavin DeGraw, yeah, each new proper noun is more disturbing than the next.
The one I really liked was healthy food.
he says it's an Instagram caption. He posted after he performed. He said, "Proud to support free speech, healthy food, and ending forever wars. Nice to have a businessman running the largest economy in the world again." DeGraw captioned the Wednesday Instagram post. "I love a good party, Mr. President. Let's do the next one on Mars. Hashtag Elon Musk." Oh God bless America. American flag emoji. Don't tread on me, he went on.
Okay.
POTUS. Hashtag Joe Rogan. Hashtag Tucker Carlson.
Okay, the first time you read it, I didn't hear the part where he said, let's do the next one on Mars.
Hashtag Elon Musk.
Oh my God. Okay, so like it's like every dumbass buzzword you can think of. I mean, to pivot into like the state of our world, this is actually pretty like representative of the perils of living in 2025 America. Is like someone like Gavin DeGraw is like, great, like Trump's back. I can be my full like insane MAGA self. And like, unless you are like keeping a tally like super detailed of every single public figure who has now found permission to like go full mask off on this shit, you like don't know where to turn. No. Like who knows what these people are up to, because all bets are off in 2025.
Yeah. You look left, you look right. One of those people is going to be a not so closet Trump supporter.
Yes.
But we're living in a glass closet, babes.
Yes. And like, I mean, the Jonas Brothers, I'm sure if you were like, did you read this? They would be like, you know, we love everyone.
Exactly. Precisely. The last thing I will say is that he came out wearing a Longhorns football jersey, but for all I know,
Stolen
it was
valor.
for University of Austin instead. Like, I have no fucking clue.
Does Bari Weiss's university have a sports team?
I would bet that she is trying. I would bet that they're like, who of these knuckleheads can we get to, you know?
Maybe it's like Longhorns with like 2 G's to avoid copyright.
It's Longhorns with a U and an umlaut.
Right. Longhorns. Sounds like a fun time in Austin, Texas. I'm very sorry that you had to experience that, Sam, even though it sounds like the concert was a lot of fun for you.
What is it? It's not even quite nightmare blunt rotation, but it's like, what happened here? Like, what is this mashup of random groups of people?
I mean, it worked on you.
It did.
You were there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
Yeah.
Me and the parents who brought their 10-year-olds.
Yeah. Also, like, nightmare blunt rotation definitely does describe existing in the universe right now.
That's my addition to what's new this week.
Thank you.
Sam danced her ass off to Trumpy Gavin DeGraw.
It
You
happens.
You never know when you're going to do it. You know, this dispatch from the front lines of our new America.
Exactly.
Oh,
also,
God.
good dispatch from like red state America for us 2 blue staters up here.
God, you know, just when you think you're safe in this little quote unquote blue bubble, they get you. They get you hard.
No one's safe anywhere.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sam, for this essential dispatch. And for the fact check, Gavin DeGraw did not go to the University of Texas. He went to Ithaca College.
Of course he did.
He went to Ithaca on a music scholarship.
He did.
He attended Ithaca College on a music scholarship, but found himself spending more time in his dorm room writing songs than attending classes, and dropped out after one semester.
Of course.
DeGraw then moved to Boston, where he attended the prestigious Berklee College of Music for 2 semesters, while singing in a rock band and playing solo gigs on the side.
Wow.
Don't see the word graduated anywhere on this Wikipedia page, so...
No. Which is okay unless you start talking about how much you love healthy foods. And Trump. Probably wouldn't have made a ton of difference. I mean, Trump definitely finished college and it didn't do him very well.
I mean, did he go to college, Jack?
I mean, you know, he like got the degree.
Do you and Trump have any overlap in terms of Alma maters?
No, that is one. Thankfully, that I don't. That I can't claim. I can't claim Trump. I just think he went to Penn for everything, but I don't quite
Not Harvard?
remember. No, he didn't go to Harvard. Though neither did I. I hasten to clarify.
You're a Yale man.
I mean, the Ivy Leagues are so fucked up. Like it's a bad scene.
And you did it twice.
And I did it twice. Well, the second time was literally because
Fake.
I didn't want to take a math test. And
that's a really expensive way to avoid a math test, Jack.
I know, but this is how bad I am at math. I was like, I can't take the GRE because I'll fail and I won't get in anywhere. So I had to figure out like what a journalism school that didn't require it would be, and that was Columbia.
And you know who else didn't have to take a math class to get a journalism degree at Columbia?
Is this about Bari Weiss?
Your esteemed fellow Columbian.
Yes.
Bari Weiss.
Yeah,
who's having a hell of a first week.
She really
at CBS
is.
News.
She really is. Beautiful pivot to actually like.
I'm trying to host a podcast here. Guys.
to our topics. Yeah, I mean, she took over CBS News, I guess, last week. Well, two weeks ago by the time this comes out. And it's been incredibly embarrassing from day one. I mean, the problem, like, as in so much of what we experience today, is that we're talking about people who basically can't experience embarrassment.
True.
If you are not already, like, super lost in the Bari sauce, like, she has been looking like such a huge idiot, which has been entertaining to see. I don't know if you saw like her initial memo that she sent out to everybody, Alex.
Oh yeah, where she was like, "Hi everyone, so excited to be here. Let's do the fucking news."
Yes, which she said in a meeting with everyone. Incredible. Like, can you imagine like all the 98-year-olds on 60 Minutes like shuffle into some like terrible conference room at CBS News, and then Bari Weiss is there and she's like, "Hey, Leslie Stahl, let's do the fucking news." I would be like, what the fuck is going on?
Gail, let's do the fucking news.
Yeah, Gail, you're doing news, but I need you to do the fucking news instead of just the news.
Yes, and then that whole thing about, she sent some email about how like, I would love to hear like about what you do, and I want to hear your thoughts.
Right.
About what we should be doing, blah, blah, blah. Very, I would love to get to know you.
Right, and like, and like what you can contribute to CBS News. And then I forget what their union is, like the Writers Guild or the News Guild or something like that.
It's WGA, right?
They sent out like a whole thing being like, under no circumstances should you respond to that. Like, do not respond to this clear effort to like get yourself laid off by Bari Weiss. Yeah.
Oh, don't create a paper trail of what your role is and what you contribute and hand it to your boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Please like refrain from that until we've talked to our legal team.
Shout out to the WGA for being helpful for once.
Yes,
not to be rude.
Every so often they can figure it out. Not often enough for our benefit.
Whatever.
But that's
we're not
another
bitter.
Story. The thing like about like Bari's first week, and Rafi wrote about this a little bit earlier this week when we're recording, you know, like that really sort of sum up both like the shoddiness and the sort of really basic like lack of actual talent that Bari Weiss is bringing to this. First, you had her like debut big idea was after the ceasefire was announced in Gaza. She was like, okay, I know exactly what we can do. this is like going to be the biggest success ever. Let's get a round table with Mike Pompeo, Anthony Blinken, and Hillary Clinton to talk about, to talk about the ceasefire.
Let's assemble the war criminals.
That is definitely like extremely irksome. Like, these are your people. Like, the amount of blood like collectively on those hands like could just, it's like shining levels. But also, I have never heard of anything more boring in my entire life.
She really has her finger on the pulse of a cadaver.
But I think really what it was about was, like, in all the reports about this, she was like, oh, like, I can actually, like, start the booking myself. I think this was her way of being like, look how well connected I am, more than this is an actually decent idea that I have.
Yeah, just trying to, like, flex her celebrity.
Right. Except that then she was like, oh, it's going to be this, like, primetime round table with, like, such esteemed people. Then it turned into a virtual, like, midday like Zoom call with Hillary Clinton and Condoleezza Rice, who like zoomed in from out of nowhere. Like, nobody's heard from her in like 15 years about anything. And I think at its peak, like 500 people were watching. Because again, nobody gives a shit about any of these people or what they have to say.
Finally, the interview we've all been waiting for on Gaza. The most essential voices on this.
Even if I, like, didn't loathe everybody involved, like, you turn that on and within a millisecond, you're dozing off of that. Because nothing could be more dull than watching that specific trio of people.
Which, not to defend Bari, but it's like, it's already tough because it's CBS News, man.
Yes.
That network is like, it's on in the hospital room.
Yes.
Not to be rude.
Yes. Or they died and like it was already tuned to CBS.
Also, like a fundamentally already conservative newsroom.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's sort of like ripe for the taking.
Not that the other ones are so sparkling and entertaining, but like CBS is definitely the dullest one. And now can be the dullest and the stupidest at the same time.
Yes. Yes. Our new Fox News, but you can get it free on terrestrial,
right.
Your rabbit ears can just pick it up now.
Right. And then the much creepier little thing that happened was that instantly they began feeding in content from the Free Press, Bari's disgusting rag that has now been bought by Paramount for $150 million.
Okay, now how do we get one of those deals? How does Discourse blog posts get piped into whatever the cursed new thing MSNBC becomes? How do we get that?
Well, there's one way to do it, and it's to say, like, all Palestinians must die. I mean, when you get down to it, yeah, that's all. I mean, like, if we're prepared to do that, then, like, the money will really start flowing in. I mean, like, literally, that is at the core of why Bari Weiss now sits atop CBS News, because over the past year, or a year and a half, the people who owned CBS were like, wait a minute, they questioned the necessity of constant genocide, like, literally 2 times. Like, one, when they had that crazy Ta-Nehisi Coates interview, and then a second when, like, almost 2 years into the genocide, 60 Minutes did one segment that was like,
oh my God,
things in Gaza are bad. And after that, they
incredibly fraught 60-minute segment that is like untold ink has been spilled over like this one segment and all this drama around it.
Yes.
And now David Ellison's like, talk about enacting retribution. He's
right.
Like, let me go ahead and install my new crony here.
Yes. And so like literally that's what's going on. It does all tie together because the thing I was referring to a little earlier was that they brought on Olivia Reingold, who has gained pretty quick infamy from the Free Press. She's the person who wrote one of the most disgusting stories I've ever read in my life, questioning the reality of the famine in Gaza. It was taking like all those pictures that horrified everyone around the world of like skeletal, emaciated children starving in Gaza. And their whole thing was, but did you know that some of these kids were sick before they started starving?
Okay. So we're going who goes Nazi hours over there?
Oh yeah, I mean they went Nazi a very long time ago. But they were like, oh, the media is hiding this from you. Like these 2-year-olds are really like deceiving the world because one of them like had cerebral palsy before. Because as you know, if you have cerebral palsy, you're not able to then also starve to death. The two are mutually exclusive.
But also you should be killed.
Yes, and you should die.
Yeah.
And
Jesus, man.
so yeah, after she wrote this, then like, and everyone freaked out. Then she started posting, and like she hasn't stopped posting for weeks about this, where she was like, wow, like all of my old friends are suddenly like telling me that they hate me. But like whatever, I'm gonna like keep doing my great reporting. And like I haven't witnessed someone like posting their L's in quite the same way for a long time. Like every week she's like, oh, just announcing that like another childhood friend now says I'm despicable. And so she wrote this other story where she was like, oh, these police officers say they don't want Zohran Mamdani to become the mayor of New York. Which like, wow, shocker. And so then they brought her on to CBS News to talk about it. Like this dumbass, shoddy piece of shit story, complete with like a blurb online that misspelled Mamdani's name. That was left up for like 3 days before they noticed that like they had this error-strewn little piece on their website and fixed it. I mean, like the immediate just like dive into like the trash hole that Bari Weiss is facilitating is just quite astonishing. I mean, and it would be more entertaining to watch if I thought that there would be any consequences for any of these people, but I don't think there will be any price to be paid because this is the point. The point is to turn this into a conservative propaganda network. The point is to put it at the service of these forces, no matter what happens, no matter whether or not people watch it. You know, that's not the agenda here. And in that sense, unfortunately, Bari Weiss is doing very well. You know, in the sense of like actually getting Zohran Mamdani not to be the mayor of New York because the 4 cops that this crazy person talked to don't like him. I'm not quite so sure that she'll be successful at that. So I suppose you have to take your wins when you can.
Incredible. Didn't the Times also do a story about cops quitting, or am I confusing some stories?
They probably did. I mean, the Times has been like so all over the place on Zohran. Like they've been embarrassing themselves for months. You know, they did that story where they're like, oh, he checked this box at Columbia.
One time
where like they literally got it from like neo-Nazi, you know, or I should probably say alleged neo-Nazi in case someone tries to sue me. Someone with reprehensible views, shall we say. Who was like, here, I got this like crazy ass nonsense information about Zohran Mamdani, and they were like, awesome, let's print it on page 1.
Love to hear you live edit yourself. This is a peek behind Jack's process.
Yes,
I can see him highlighting and editing that, changing the text to right now.
You know, I mean, this
keeps us safe.
we have experience in winning lawsuits, and that teaches you something. You know. And I'm not eager for us to try to test that experience again.
Yeah, what did you make of the showdown between him, Cuomo, and Silva?
Well, I was very entertained by Curtis Lewa.
I always say his name wrong.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I'm sure he'd still say hello to you.
All I ever see is red hat.
Right, except he came without the red hat.
I know. I was like, bro, you're branding.
Well, his whole thing is he's like, I'm a serious person, and so to be taken seriously, I have to take off my signature red beret.
Little tip from me to you, Curtis. Serious people don't have to tell anyone.
That's true. That's very true.
Give it a shot.
I found it mostly revealing, first because it underscored something that I think we're going to find out a lot more when Zohran becomes the mayor, as I assume he will. I suppose it could not happen, but barring some kind of like insane events or plot twists, like that's what's going to happen. Which is that he is very, very like eyes on the prize. They were like, what about globalize the Intifada? He was like, I don't like it. They were like, oh, what about Hassan Piker? And he was like, what he said sucks. Like, he does not want to get trapped in these things if he feels like it is in his interest not to be trapped by them. I mean, his stuff around Gaza has already drawn some criticism from people who think he has sort of been too accommodating. And so I think that sort of dynamic, we're going to see it a lot more once he actually takes office, because he's been meeting behind the scenes with like the elite of New York City. He's, he wants
with
to
the
like
cops, with Wall Street. Like right. he's doing, he's hitting the streets in more ways than one.
Yeah. He's doing his pivot. And he wants to do business. He is in it to win it. And that will make some people, including, I suspect, people in this chat, uncomfortable, like when he actually takes office. But we should sort of get ready for that. The other thing that I thought is that the people opposing him have learned absolutely nothing from like being completely thrashed by him already this year. You watch Cuomo and like he's still hitting the same very, very tired lines that have done nothing for him. You watch like the debate, the moderators, and it was sort of the same thing. They have this sort of conception of the electorate and of the dynamics of the race that is completely at odds with the reality of where New York voters are.
I'm curious how you perceive sort of this tension between the old and the new paradigms, like one's falling, one's emerging. Establishment media, the Cuomos of the world are playing by the old, handbook, and Zohran's like, I'm going to give you the answers that you need for me to like have to be here on this stage and do all of this. I've already done all the work to gather everyone to support me. And we're going to do that over here. When y'all are ready, come over here and we'll get some stuff done. That like is going to make people uncomfortable. There's a certain practicality to it in a way that could rub, especially like the harder flanks of the left, like as you said, too accommodating, Warren-esque, for lack of a better phrase.
Right. He's like, oh, like when I said like the police were racist, I didn't understand that like actually the police are so important to the city. Like all this stuff.
There's a version of this where, right, he digs in and he doesn't apologize. And the deeper parts of the left are like, we'll hold his feet to the fire and won't allow him to sort of do the sort of strategic coalition building that he thinks he needs to do to accomplish what he needs to accomplish. And I think we're sort of in a new phase of left or progressive politics where it seems, more broadly speaking, people are more accepting of that, or sort of more open to the idea of like, all right, on balance, this guy's doing a lot of what I'm interested in. I'm liking what's going on here. He's doing some stuff here with Wall Street and with the cops, and I'm like, but I'm like, well, the reality here is he's gonna have to deal with these guys,
right?
And they're gonna be my problem too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the prospect of power makes a lot of people say, okay, like you're doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the interesting thing to watch in the next few years as his mayoralty takes shape, what does he do? And also, like, what is the relationship, broadly speaking, between the left in New York City and Zohran? Because nobody has actually the experience of someone with politics as left-wing as his, occupying a position with that much authority. And so, like, it's uncharted territory for a lot of people. And the other thing that we're going to find out is, like, which parts of the establishment, both within the Democratic Party and more broadly speaking, like, have the intelligence to play ball with him. Yeah. He wants to talk to everyone. He wants to, like, have conversations with whoever. I think it'll be the people who understand that he can be moved on some of these things if they don't automatically set themselves up as his enemies. Like, they will be the more successful people in terms of, like, actually getting what they want out of him. There was nothing in that debate to suggest that he's under any kind of, like, increased threat from Andrew Cuomo, and certainly not from Curtis Lewa, who, like, did his job perfectly well and, like, is endearing himself to all sorts of people just by, like, being a crazy person in a way that, like, any New Yorker can appreciate. It also underscores how much people hate Andrew Cuomo. It's like everybody who, like, has been running, like, in this race, even if they oppose, like, Zohran, it's nothing compared to how much they fucking loathe Andrew Cuomo. Like, everyone thinks he's the worst piece of shit they've ever encountered in their life. That's really funny to watch as someone who's lived through Andrew Cuomo's entire tenure as the governor, and was not pleased. I mean, he's like such a sociopath, and it is one of the few genuine, like, moments of brightness in, like, this era of darkness that we face, to, like, watch him be continually humiliated. You have to take your wins where you can these days, and that's, like, a real win.
I mean, the ultimate comeuppance of Andrew Cuomo is just...
Yeah. It's gonna be lovely. You know, and, like, Zohran winning is gonna feel good. It's nice to see something, like, decent can happen still in the world when there's so little of that to go around. You can't even go to a concert for the Jonas Brothers without having Trump in your face, even indirectly. You know, so in that environment, like, yes, we will take it. You know, of course, now that we've said this, watch, like, suddenly Zohran collapse. I don't even want to put that into the universe.
Don't say that. But speaking of sore losers.
Oh, yes.
Should we finish up with Kamala's absolutely flop book tour?
Yes. Have you read the book?
You know, Jack, I can't say that I have. It's so weird. My Kindle won't download it.
It just rejects it and, like, flies out of your hands.
It keeps getting stuck at 49%. She just can't quite.
Yeah,
she can't quite get the majority.
It keeps saying, "Do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Please download anything instead of this.
To think we might be unburdened by what has transpired.
Yes.
Think again.
I know, because she won't fucking leave.
She's very transparently on a rehabilitation tour of some shape or fashion, but it's keeping with Kamala Harris. It's not clear at all what it's all for. Like, what is her greater ambition here?
Right.
Because she has said, well, I'm not going to run for president. And then she says, I'm not going to run for governor of California.
Right.
And so it's like, well, then what are you doing? Why are you doing this? To clear her good name, to throw Biden under the bus. The guy's about to keel over from brain cancer any goddamn minute now.
Right. He doesn't need help in fading into the sunset. Like, his own body is helping him quite a lot, and has been for the last 5-6 years, as we have unfortunately come to know all too well.
Sort of setting the record straight to say that, listen, I lost to Trump, but it's mostly because I got fucked over and not because no one liked me.
Right. Well, and it's like, listen, like, we know that she got fucked over, but we also know that nobody likes her. And I'm like, oh, thanks for saying any of this now, like long past when anything that you do matters. She's like, oh, like, were we reckless, like, to just let Joe keep running? Maybe we were. And I'm like, you should have said that a year ago. Like, what are you doing? It makes me completely crazy because it's like those decisions were not casual decisions. Like, I guess let him run. I mean, he wants to. Grandpa wants to run. You gotta be nice to Grandpa. It's like, hello.
He's old. We don't know how much longer he'll be around.
Right.
We have to treasure these moments.
Yeah, it's like, it would make him really sad. And I'm like, first of all, it wouldn't make him sad because he literally wouldn't remember that it happened. Like, you could have stuck Joe Biden in a room and been like, you're running for president. And he would suspect something was up maybe 3% of the time. And the other 97%, you could just be like, yeah, you gave another great speech. Wow, you killed it in that debate. And he would just be like, oh, great. Did I win? Like, you could probably tell him, you are still the president. And he would be like, great, I'm signing so many executive orders.
Jack advocating for full elder abuse.
No, it's not elder abuse. It is freeing Joe Biden from the actual responsibility of governance while still keeping him happy, satisfied, and senile.
You're right, it's harm reduction.
Exactly.
This is praxis.
And so for Kamala to be like, now, actually, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. It's like, yeah, we fucking know. We're living it.
I would respect the hand-wringing if it was all towards a greater purpose. Talk about the stark contrast and dichotomy between what Zohran is doing, where it's very clear and intentional, what he's doing. I get it, man. I know what
right.
It's all about. It's very
right.
clear. I know the bullet points. It's all very clear. With her, I'm like, why are you doing this? What is it for? You don't even seem to know yourself.
Right.
Girl, what are you doing?
Which she has never known. No. I mean, from her first presidential run, which lest we forget, didn't even make it as far as a single primary or caucus,
no.
through to this one. And even on this tour, I mean, Caitlin wrote about this a couple days ago, where she was asked, oh, so do you think maybe, Israel has been committing genocide in Gaza? And she was like, actually, we should really think about whether that's happened. It's time to be honest about it. And it's that's such a classic, Kamala Harris thing to do, which is vaguely gesture in some direction, but also leave all this weird room to at the end of which you don't know actually what she thinks about any of it. I mean, setting aside just the grotesque spectacle of her being now that I'm conveniently like not in a position to influence any of this. And now that like there's been this so-called ceasefire deal, though obviously, you know, whether it's actually a real ceasefire,
what does that even mean anymore?
You know, that's a topic for another day. Israel is still bombing Gaza as we speak, but you know, if we get into that, we'll be here for like 6 hours. But like now that she is fully like beyond any place where she could have any impact on anything, she's like and then even then she won't even be like, yes, it was a genocide. I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier, but like I feel it now. She's like, I don't know. It's like
when she has
typical.
Nothing left to lose.
Right.
She can't even say it.
Whatever she's saying about running for president now, I think in her mind, she's like, I still want to run for president in 2028. To which I'm like, Kamala, nobody wants it. Nobody wants her. Like, please, for the sake of all of us, including herself, like, move on and accept that, like, your role in history is unfortunate, but also secure. And, like, don't humiliate yourself for, like, the 900th time by, like, running and only to be roundly rejected. I would say that to a lot of people. Gavin Newsom, for instance, like, please don't actually try to do something that you will not succeed at because you're a creep and you don't actually have any like human connection with anyone. But like, especially Kamala Harris, like your time is over. Go and make money and please go away.
But the meme potential, Jack, we could have a whole new set of memes.
Oh God. Brat Summer is so tainted. By everything that came after.
Talk about a bygone era. Can you?
Yes.
That felt like it never actually happened.
I know. I mean, it felt kind of stupid. It felt pretty stupid then, but it feels, you know. But like, given that, it singularly failed to stop fascism. You know, I have a little more bitterness about that whole thing.
Brat Summer, talk about the ultimate prisoner's dilemma. Like. Just like,
I mean, like Charlie, you have a lot to answer for. Whatever shit she was talking about Taylor, inspiring that terrible song, like unleashing Brat Summer on the universe and deluding the world that actually Kamala Harris was a relatable person for like the most crucial 3 weeks of that time. You know, like she's actually having a pretty off-key kind of year.
With one tweet, she set off a revolution, and sometimes that's all it takes, you know.
I know. I mean, I never forget Catherine's tweet where after Charlie was like, Kamala is Brat, she was like, well, R.I.P. Brat Summer. Like, she killed it. You can't write the words Kamala is Brat and retain a big chunk of your credibility. You just can't do it. It's not possible.
Well, speaking of credibility, will we hold on to ours by choosing to video podcast? This is the great question.
We've earned our credibility over many years of mostly excellent blogs. You know, so
wow, mostly excellent, and you edited most of those blogs.
Well, I mean, no, it's because some of them were not merely excellent; they were transcendent.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, I had to save myself from there. So I think we've earned enough credibility that we can start like tearing chunks out of it with each of these things. You know, we have a lot
chunks.
Like there's a lot of like credible fat to trim until we're just sort of huddling and like have lost all sense of anything. So I don't think we have to worry about that for some time.
We'll watch this space as we systematically humiliate ourselves for weeks to come, maybe, and let us know if you want to watch us keep doing this, and also if we should have guests. And by guests, I mean other members of this website and not outside guests, because We have neither the facility, interest, or time to book outside guests.
Yes. Yes.
It's so much work to just open our computers
it's so much
and
work.
speak into them.
Yes.
So.
Where it's basically like, don't you want to see Rafi? Like, that's what we're looking for here. Which, of course, we do.
Rafi has an amazing bookshelf, and none of you are able to see it.
He does have an amazing bookshelf, and he has a good radio voice. Rafi, you're wasting your potential unless you come on this pod.
That's so funny. You think any one of them are watching this?
That's a great point. He'll never know we talked about him.
This is a bit of an Easter egg. We should ask the readers. All right, how should we end every episode? What should the ending segment be? That's a segment. And so we figure out the segment. How should we end these episodes? We're doing it live. We're building the plane as we fly it.
Yes, we are.
A third cliche metaphor about building things as you go.
Right.
Jack, thanks for video podcasting with me.
Thank you for asking me to video podcast with you. It's been, as usual, a real pleasure.
Well, we'll see you here next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Watch this space.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.